I made it big in that city. When I walked into Bombay, I walked in with 29,000 rupees. And today that city has given me a lot.
Like,
so
not everybody can afford to go to Bombay first.
No,
they
so-
cannot
no,
leave.
so
He couldn't
that's-
afford, so nor could I.
But that is
I've read
exactly
stories.
that struggle which will make you a great human being, or maybe make you a great actor.
And sitting on her wheelchair, she manages 7 other people with disabilities. This girl who came in crawling, class 5 dropout, is the manager for our first cafe.
Presenting Horses Stable, where entrepreneurs make a pitch to seek an investment to grow their business exponentially. First in the stable is a tech solution to the cumbersome process of auditioning in the film and media industry.
Acted Out is a platform where we tie up with production houses and they host their auditions for their upcoming requirement, and people from anywhere in India can give auditions for the same. Hi horses, my name is Manit Singh Bhatia and I'm the founder and CEO of Acted Out. My ask is 2 crore rupees and I'm looking to share away 10% of my equity. So, ये इंडस्ट्री सिर्फ 3 चीज़ों पे चलती है, ऑडिशंस, ऑडिशंस और ऑडिशंस, और हम ऑडिशंस लेते हैं वो भी घर बैठे. Welcome to Acted Out, India's first of its kind portal where we tie up with production houses, host their requirement for the upcoming ventures. It can be an ad, web series, film, anything. They upload their requirement for the specific character that they are looking for. They upload the audition. All the registered users get a notification on the app, and they apply according to the video, the script given onto the video. The production house sees it, and if they like it, we connect the dots. I'm sure you can connect to it.
Now you're making me feel insecure, by the way. If it gets so easy,
Yeah.
how will we get to work?
So it is easier for everyone in the business. So I personally myself wanted to become an actor.
Rajiv, that was a pitch to you.
I was in Bombay for 2 years, and there were massive problems that I faced. You have to stand in line for auditions for hours. You are just given one chance. You don't even know what is the mood of the script, what is the talent of the script. Casting guy will give you one chance, and you have to give your best shot in that one chance. But does that mean that you are meant for that one chance? I don't think so. You can get into I agree. I'm sure you know it takes time for an actor to get into the zone. आपको रात के 2 बजे अगर वो feel आए कि मेरे को अभी audition देने का, why can't you do that? I'm sure there are a lot of people who can give auditions when they think that they are completely into that character. So we have done that. I had to come back to Ahmedabad. That's where this idea started. Why can't I give audition from where I am? Why do I have to be in Bombay or anywhere in India to give audition? Brainstormed for 6 months and we came up with the whole app idea. So you can give an audition from anywhere, anytime, wherever you feel like.
Rajiv, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Do you see a product, fit here? You saw the product; it's a marketplace. Do you see an opportunity for a platform like this?
So it does look like something which is convenient, okay, it just looks, but there were plenty of questions going in my mind that, as you just said, that there are a lot of casting directors, there are a lot of coordinators, there are people, and then a lot of production houses operate through them. I don't know how it works, guys, but I feel that the product it needs some kind of credibility for me to put it on the platform.
Exactly.
I would say, okay, fine, I'm sending it, but will it really reach a production house?
Exactly.
Okay, and sometimes as an actor, I'll just tell you this. Sometimes I can shoot my video and I can put it on YouTube. I can do that, and I can just announce it, And then now, with all the followers and other things, on Twitter and Facebook, you can put up your video and reach out to people. Reaching out to people has become very easy, by the way, just because of the social media. Reaching out has become very easy. Sometimes, so I'll just tell you about my audition. I'm a product of an audition, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard your story.
Okay, so that happened in Delhi.
Yeah.
And I had the same opinion as you have about auditions, that line mein lagna padta hai, karna padta hai. I can audition in the luxury of my house, where there's nobody looking at me, and give you the best audition. But that doesn't speak volumes about anyone as an actor, because when you give an audition in front of 20 people, because when you're in front of the camera, there are cameras around, there are people around. That confidence level is a different confidence level. Sometimes, I'll just tell you this, you're deliberately called for the audition. So like people like me, who've been around for a bit, and somebody's casting for something very specific, and then they call me for audition. It's not called audition for people like us, it's called look test. You want to make it sound like, that, sir, aap to aise karenge, sir. So look test kar lete hain, sir. For that look test, now I sometimes request them, send somebody to my place. But then they still want you to be there. And I can totally understand the psyche that if you give an audition in front of 20 people, it speaks about how confident you are, how good you are, because acting is all about, confidence.
I just want to understand, what is the technology? Is it just uploading, or you have some technology with like people to select or shortlist? Because when there are like so many videos.
So yeah, we scan so there are like 3-4 parameters that we have where we scan, and so we don't.
You scan or the technology scan?
The technology, technically. So like people upload TikTok videos or other funny videos which are not relevant to the, so they are automatically removed from the total number of videos that are uploaded.
So I have a slightly different opinion, Nilesh. I think he's got the perfect target audience. The reason is there are people sitting in Mumbai for years at a time, paying money out of their own pocket. In several cases, paying for the stay and so on.
People cannot even work.
That's a very sticky audience.
No, but they'll keep churning. If they don't see 1 year later that nothing is
Now
happening on the platform, so he'll always be in a mode where he'll have to keep millions and
Nilesh,
millions
here
of
they're sitting
registrations, but they may not convert to paid. Even if they get convert to paid, they'll stop churning.
Nilesh, I'll tell you what, it won't reach the numbers that he may be expecting, that there'll be a 1 million active users. No, that won't happen.
I don't think so. There'll
be 20,000 serious users who will pay this fee for 5 years, I can tell you that, because they don't want to go and sit in Mumbai, A. Second, there's a category of users that will open up just because of this fact. For example, there is a 20-year-old girl in a home. Her parents are not letting her to go to Mumbai and stay just to give audition. But if she says, I want to give audition sitting in my room, they're more than happy to do it. I'm happy to do it.
Kevin, that 20-year-old girl now is on Instagram, becoming an influencer celebrity and making money off products, and is also being picked up by Bollywood.
You look at the markets. So you look at the Instagram users, people on Insta who are having more than 50,000 followers, or say 25,000 followers.
India has the highest number.
Yeah. Highest number. Still, they are not. That's not the target market.
That's
but
not target.
Again,
Plus
you're
also
talking
the one
about
who wants
target
to
market
add,
who has 3,000 followers on Instagram. Still good.
But may
3,000
not
followers.
be interested.
No one has the time to look at that Insta account.
Yeah, let's start with, so there are some people who are excited. There are some folks here who are, not so excited, including me. But having said that, Kevin, you are excited. Is this investable opportunity for you?
So it's definitely something of interest. There are few issues, I think one of which Rohit started to say and then probably stopped, is about privacy. People putting their videos, and certain roles could demand a certain kind of a video, for example, right? Those, if that video is misused anywhere for any reason, and there is a potential claim, for that reason, my stable is shut, but I think it's definitely something people of that industry probably would relate to it.
All right, thanks.
Same way, like, I don't have any exposure of media and entertainment, so I'll keep my table
Your stable is shut, all right.
My major concern is the technology here. I don't see, if 100 ko cater kar pa rahe the, 1 lakh aa jayenge, okay. How do I shortlist from 1 lakh that one person?
So that's the point. So we'll have a team.
Which is another thing. Like
Then
we'll have
they
to
also
build a
have
tech
to,
company.
We'll have a team which will
so
do
because of this reason, that's why my table is shut.
All right.
But
thank
the
you.
concept is amazing, has to be looked from the technology point.
Okay, thank you. Rohit, what's your
So I think definitely you are onto something, but currently the challenge is there are too many variables and you are only solving the entry level part of the value chain. So I feel if because the entire value chain isn't there, my stable is shut.
Manal, we met 8 months ago. I still continue to think that you're a great entrepreneur, right? And what you're building is pretty interesting. For me, it's I would sum it up in one phrase: जिसका काम उसको साजे और करे मूर्ख लागे. So for what Rajiv said, right? There is, technology is changing every space. I agree. I love the whole disruption. I'm part of the disruption. There are some things which I don't think technology can overcome. That physical presence for an actor to sit there, give an audition with 10 cameras, that for me will continue to remain. I made it big in that city. When I walked into Bombay, I walked in with 29,000 rupees. And today that city has given me a lot.
Like not everybody can afford to go to Bombay. First of all, they cannot leave.
he couldn't afford, so nor could I.
Nobody
you were in
could
Delhi
afford.
for 2 years.
Bombay is an
stayed
expensive
with,
city.
Yeah.
But that is
I've
exactly
stories.
that struggle which will make you a great human being, maybe make you a great actor. And if you cannot go through the rut and you're saying, boss, मैं तो घर पे बैठ के air condition में
आपको
2 किलो makeup लगा के
How many people
Manoj,
do you
Manoj,
think
Manoj,
right
Manoj,
now
Manoj.
are in Bombay pursuing acting?
I'm sure 150,000 Lokhand is filled with them.
Exactly, and we just need 20,
But
30,000
if so, which is what? If you are a hustler, entrepreneurs, right? Great entrepreneurs are hustlers. They don't
And
sit in
Bombay
their
is not the
offices.
hub. अब मुझे अगर बैंगलोर में लेना है या तेलुगु फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के लिए लेना है या पंजाबी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के लिए लेना है, so that Bombay is not the hub for that. It depends from state to
Well,
state.
I agree on what you're saying. My simple take is I don't see video/tech being the first door to entry into Bollywood. I think this is a business which is going to continue to remain legacy. If seasoned actors are called for showing their face or whatever that particular terminology is, till the day that Amitabh Bachchan, if he's being still called for that, then there is clearly not going to be a disruption in that space.
I think simple suggestion is keep doing what you are doing.
Definitely, you should
raise
hope.
your angel round.
Yes.
Raise your angel round. Go with the people that believe in this, and then I would probably focus on institutional kind of investors. Till that point, I personally think you will keep hitting the same roadblock. So, but thank you for your time.
But you know what, you got disappointed in Mumbai because you didn't get too many acting assignments. Do not get disappointed because
No, I came back because my dad was alone in Ahmedabad. If he was not alone and he was 65, so I didn't want him to try. नहीं तो मैं बॉम्बे में मर जाता लेकिन मैं एक्टर बनता.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Next in the stable is a company that aims at providing employment and entrepreneurship opportunities for adults with intellectual or physical disability through the creation of food cafes within institutional spaces.
Hello everybody, my name is Alina and I represent an organization called Mitti Cafe. So here we are standing in front of you where we want to create a lot more impact. We're looking at funds of about 3.5 CR and we're ready to dilute about 20% equity for the same. You see this picture here? So she's our first employee, class 5 dropout. I still remember the first time she came in. For the interview, she came in crawling because at that point of time, her parents could not afford a wheelchair. Her interview was very simple. Kirti, why don't you say anything? She asks me, Didi, aap humko lete kya? I was like, tum kaam karti kya? She didn't say a word, she just smiled. This girl, if you would ask her to hold this pen, a lot of things biology cannot explain. Her hands would shake and it would fall. Today, it's been 2 years for this girl. She counts money like this. And sitting on her wheelchair, she manages 7 other people with disabilities. This girl who came in crawling, class 5 dropout, is the manager for our first cafe. Like I said, that apart from adults with physical disabilities, we also employ adults with intellectual disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, Asperger's. You see this boy here? I had gone to purchase newspapers. All that I saw, he's got a moderate form of autism. All that I saw this boy doing for the 7-8 minutes that I observed him was he just moved from one point to the other, restlessly shaking his head. With the limited Kannada that I know, I was like, Avva, take me to your mother. He took me to his mother and you know what I saw? 1 plastic sheet, 4 bamboo poles and a mother. We got him in. The first day that I saw him, I don't know how many days he didn't take a bath, how many days he didn't shave. And again, for us, working in corporates, global food, safety, hygiene standards, big words. So for him, it was as basic as he came to me 15 days down the line, he asks me for advance. Didi, advance. I was like, kya karega advance ke saath? You know what he tells me? Didi shaving. That this is the first day he's ever come in clean shaven into the counter. And a Times of India reporter came to cover us. So I introduced Kirti, blah, blah, blue, blue, big, big things. I pointed to this boy. I was like, introduce yourself. You know what he says? He tells the reporter, I, Raj Shekhar, assistant manager, Mitti Cafe, BVB College, Hubli, full stop. So, abhi to 8 cafes, we've been able to engage 61 adults with disabilities, trained over 100 people. So, we are at setups like Infosys, Wipro, Wells Fargo, Accenture mein abhi kholne wale hain. ANZ is the first corporate to give us space. And the target is to have another 100 in the next 3 years, employing 600 people with disabilities, which is not difficult if we follow the tree approach because we've got a lot of clientele willing to partner with us. So, again, when we're looking at, 100 cafes, average, so these we've taken like rock bottom numbers, like it can't get worse than this. So, we've taken it as about 10,000 rupees a day. Sale 20 days a month we operate because we're doing it within corporates and colleges, which means about 2 lakhs, a month per cafe easily. That's like these are rock bottom numbers. And the projected revenue at the end of 3 years is about 26 CR, and for which to have these 100 cafes we'd require about 5.45, out of which Mitti will be generating about close to 2 CR, and the rest we need to raise.
So I want to talk about the economics. So what is your payback period on each cafe?
As in,
Yeah, when you get profitable. So you start
you
today.
said 6,64,000.
Yeah.
So if you, again, for us, because while we were working in the not-for-profit model, it was, we were working on a grant basis. That means the 6.64 is like a grant. Like, it is not, again, they'd measure impact with it. So for us, operationally sustainable in the first month, like I said, it's like the best month because, everybody wants to come. So, for example, in the first month, if we get, say, a revenue of, say, about 16,000 a day, in the third month, you will, it'll drop down to about 12,000. And that'll stay put.
So just to sum this up, Alina, do you see yourself building this business if I give you a line of credit, which is essentially debt, of anywhere between 50 to 75 to maybe a crore?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is that,
at 664
Right.
per store, that basically is, I'm giving you wings to go to 10 to 15 stores, right? And extremely, I'll create a way where the debt is like extremely low cost. It's probably lesser than what a bank will ever give you.
All right. So are you guys interested in that? Whichever horse decides to put in the capital, which basically means your math does change, and your growth economics also possibly change.
So can we take a break
So
and
we'll
discuss?
take a break and we'll get back.
1 minute.
Yeah, sure. What's happening?
Welcome back.
Suspense.
No, so actually you've already said. So so there's Karan Bindal from Brownleaf Ventures. So he's an impact investor. So there was another event, Pitches Perfect. So in fact, you guys are the second VCs that we're pitching in front of. So Karan, so he's willing to give about 2.6 CR.
But you don't have a term sheet per se.
No, we do.
And
So
that means you don't know, what valuation and all that.
yeah. So this
there is
week,
that. Okay,
whether
let's
we
get
should
that out of the
close
way.
it with Karan.
So what do I bring on the table? Right? I'll get you free delivery to go with Grab. So I'll convince the Grab guys to give you free delivery. I'll get you free enlistment as well as very low fees on Zomato and Swiggy both.
Are we good to take a lead on if you're in?
I think the investors here think that you need to execute a little bit slower than what you guys talking about, which is fair. But I would suggest before they change their mind, please maybe think about it sooner rather than later, because opportunity costs. There's other startups that are going to pitch, and you never know. So if you guys can come back soon, that would be great.
We're actually getting out with more than what we had come for. So thank you.
Sure, no
Thank you so
problem.
much.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Next up is ready-to-use crystalline natural powder in a sachet, Coco Dew. Can this be a replacement for the easily accessible, natural tender coconut water? As the founders believe so. Let's find out if any horses are ready to place their bet on Coco Dew.
Hello and good evening, horses. My name is Vinit Kumar Chaudhary, and my colleague, Mr. D.K. Jha, he is the managing director, and I am the chairman for the company, Dapomart Pharmaceutical Company Limited. We both come from the background which is rural, which is tier 3, tier 4 cities. And we have seen the difficulty in providing healthcare services to majority of masses. And it might amaze many of us to know that even today, almost the size of US population in India is deprived of healthcare services. So during the journey of seeding period, we have created the footprint in Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, and Maharashtra as well. This is the product Coco Dew, which we have presented here. And I would like that if you can have a taste of that. It's pure coconut crystalline water, refreshing. At the same time, it is being used in orthopedic, in gynecology.
And it is a real substitute of ORS market.
So this is our investment ask, is 1.25 crore. We talk about up to 15% equity, use of fund. Is basically for two things, geographical expansion and in-house manufacturing.
For me, the pricing, right? You're giving me 10 sachets at 36.9 rupees a
it is a one sachet cost is 30.
That's the MRP for one.
That's what I'm saying. So 369 rupees for 10
37
sachets.
rupees
Yeah.
per
That's 37 rupees per sachet.
Correct.
in Bombay, like I consume coconut water
Yeah, yeah.
every day on my
Yeah, yeah,
desk,
yeah. Very
and I
nice
get a
question.
full coconut at 40 rupees.
Absolutely right. One sachet will prepare the 200 ml of the water.
It is equivalent to that which we are purchasing in bottle form, plus the portability is much higher because it's in sachet form.
Optically, for an Indian consumer, a sachet versus a bottle, which actually has the liquid which I can see and which is really OTC, I can literally go and pick it up on a fridge and just drink it up. I mean, for
what
me,
they-
I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do
But what they're saying is a doctor
Yes.
won't prescribe a paper
Okay,
book,
I
but a
think
doctor
I
can
can ask
I will explain you this, sir. I will explain just this. Whenever you are taking in the bottles, ready-made and drinks, it is content with the preservative, which is not desirable. Suppose I am promoting in the gynae, first trimester, the vomiting tendency is very high. During that, nothing is to be given, no any, even aspirin is also not recommended, contraindicated to go. During that, coconut water is very, very excellent things that prevent from the vomiting, nausea, vomiting tendency.
For example, if we compare with the bottles which
Yeah.
he is referring to,
Yes, yes.
your product has an ORS quality, which you are saying a normal coconut is not there. So you are adding, in addition to coconut ingredients, you're also adding some additional
minerals or anything.
No, in the formulation I would say.
Actually, madam, this contains the exact quantity what your body is required. This is the doctor said.
But coconut
the
only,
sodium
coconut
potassium
water.
ratio, whatever the body is required, that particular. In the coconut, in some coconut 200 water you will get, in some 100. So vary. This may vary, but here
constituent is same.
constituencies.
For me, I come from Mumbai. I just pick up a coconut. I can't do this.
Okay.
So my stable is shut. Sorry.
How is a regular ORS solution priced? Like an
That is
electral.
regular is 12 rupees, 13 rupees.
So you are about 3x of that per sachet. Yeah, so I am not out yet, but I am not committed as well.
Your ask was 1.25 crore for 15% equity.
20%.
Is, or
No,
was it
is up to
20% or 15%?
Up to 15%.
Oh,
We
sorry,
have-
up to 15%.
We have 2-3.
And then you had a bunch of other ways to.
Very sly, very sly, Rohit.
I actually read.
I'm here to fix that. That's slyness.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I mean, I think I agree with him. In some ways, you guys have a flagship product. It's not flagship yet in terms of your top line. Okay, so there's nothing on the table right now, but I think you want to spend some time on the company. Okay, good. Thanks for your time. Yeah, thanks.
And then you have a new
Tough day for entrepreneurs at the Horses table today. Let's never forget, entrepreneurship is about being able to face failure, manage failure, and succeed after failing. See you on the other side.